Ever wonder why you can always find room for dessert? Ah, dessert. The magical, post-dinner portal to culinary nirvana. No matter how stuffed you are, no matter how many courses you've devoured, somehow, there's always room for that decadent slice of chocolate cake, that artfully plated creme brulee, or that sad little scoop of vanilla ice cream that came free with your meal. But why? Why does our stomach, which moments ago was screaming, "No more! I am at max capacity," suddenly shift its tune the moment someone utters, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" The myth of the full stomach. For years, your mother, your doctor, and probably that one annoying coworker who swears by intermittent fasting have been telling you about the importance of portion control. Your stomach can only hold so much food, they say. Lies. Lies and slander. Because if that were true, how do you explain the ability to house an entire Thanksgiving dinner, collapse on the couch, and then go back for pumpkin pie 30 minutes later? Science, my friends. Science has the answer. The scientific loophole, dessert stomach. Enter the phenomenon known as sensory-specific satiety, a fancy way of saying, I'm sick of this one thing, but I could totally eat something different. Your body gets bored of one type of food after a while, which is why you might feel like you couldn't possibly eat another bite of steak but can somehow inhale a bowl of ice cream without hesitation. This is your brain hitting the reset button, tricking your body into thinking it's not actually full because what you're about to consume is entirely different from what you just ate. Genius, right? Sugar. The ultimate enabler. Let's talk about sugar, the sweet little devil that makes desserts so irresistible. Sugar doesn't just taste good, it stimulates your brain's reward system. When you eat something sugary, your brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure. So, after an entire meal that didn't necessarily light up your brain's happy chemicals in quite the same way, dessert swoops in like a knight in shining armor, flooding you with bliss and making you forget that your waistband is already threatening mutiny. The "I've earned this" mentality. There's also the psychological factor. You've just eaten an entire meal, maybe even made good choices. Look at you, ordering a side salad instead of fries, proud of you. So you deserve dessert, right? Right. This is called moral licensing, a fascinating little mental trick where we reward ourselves for good behavior by doing something we otherwise wouldn't. You made a healthy choice earlier, so now you get to cancel that out with a mountain of molten lava cake. And because dessert operates under its own set of logic, it doesn't count. The social pressure game. Dessert is often a group activity. When you're at a restaurant with friends, someone inevitably pulls the old, "Let's just get one thing to share," which you know is a trap. First you feign reluctance. "Oh, I really shouldn't." Then they convince you, "It's just one bite." And before you know it, you're 4 spoonfuls deep into a tiramisu that you were allegedly not going to have. Social pressure is a powerful thing, and your willpower crumbles faster than a shortbread cookie when the words chocolate ganache are uttered. Evolution screwed us over. If you ever feel bad about your insatiable sweet tooth, blame evolution. Our ancestors didn't have access to a 24/7 Krispy Kreme drive-thru. They had to fight for their food, and when something sweet came along, like berries, honey, or whatever pre-dessert era treats they had, it was a rare and valuable source of energy. Fast forward to today, and we're still wired to crave sugar, even though we now have an entire aisle of pre-packaged diabetes-inducing confections at our disposal. Thanks, caveman. The magic of second wind. Ever noticed how marathon runners talk about a second wind? Well, dessert is your stomach's equivalent. The moment you think you're full, your body reassesses. A strategic shift of food within your stomach occurs, creating just enough space for a slice of cheesecake. Scientists call this the dessert compartment theory. Okay, I call it that, but it should be a real thing. Your body, in its infinite wisdom, prioritizes space for what truly matters. Sugar-laden joy. Dessert. The perfect ending. Beyond all the science and psychology, dessert just feels right. It's the punctuation mark at the end of a delicious sentence. It's the cinematic finale to your meal. It's what makes sitting through a mediocre dinner worthwhile. Dessert is comfort, nostalgia, indulgence, and celebration, all wrapped in one glorious bite. And let's be honest, even if we knew all the science behind it, which we now do, would we stop? Absolutely not. So go forth, embrace your dessert stomach, and never say no to that extra slice of cake. After all, if science says you can have it, who are you to argue?